This isn't the book that I was reading. Hey guys, it's Tara, and today I'm back with my reading book to TV and movie adaptions in 2022. So I'm really excited about this one. I had never heard of it before. I looked at an article about everything being turned into movies, and it is called The Wonder by Emma O'Donoghue. This cover feels so weird. I brought this in Barnes & Nobles in America, and I found that all the books in America had really weird feeling covers. Like, can you hear that? Like, it just feels weird. But this is a book that's set in Ireland. I think it came out in about 2013, and the movie will come out in, it just said in 2022, so I don't know when, but it's gonna be on Netflix. And the reason I'm excited to read it is partly because I know that Florence Pugh is gonna be in the movie, and who doesn't love Florence Pugh, honestly? I'm a big Marvel fan, as you can tell, so her in Black Widow was just amazing, but she's a great actress. But it also seems like a really interesting storyline. So it's in a small village, tourists flock to the cabin of 11-year-old Anna O'Donnell, who is said to have eaten nothing for months. Lib Wright, a veteran of Florence Nightingale's Crimean campaign, that's apparently hard to say, is hired to keep watch over the girl. An educated skeptic, Lib expects to expose the fast as a hoax within days, but the long hours she spends with Anna begin to chip away at her assumptions about the child, the Irish, and their faith, and herself. Is Anna a fraud or a living wonder? Or is something more sinister unfolding before Lib's eyes? So I just think this sounds really interesting. I love a good story set in Ireland, as you would have seen by from I'm sorry, I was going to say As You Can See by Sally Rooney, but I just realised she wrote Room, which is a movie with Brie Larson, also a Marvel actress, but I haven't actually seen that movie, but I've seen really good things about it, so yeah, this should be good then. So yeah, I'm super excited to give this a read, hoping it'll be good, you know, obviously. It's not too long, to be fair, it's quite like, so I don't know how long it's going to take me, but hopefully not that long, because I'm hoping to do another book in the same video. So yeah, I'll let you guys know what I think on about halfway through. Keep you updated. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I thought it was so good. I looked on Goodreads and the rating's not that high for it, to be honest, which was quite shocking. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting all the twists and turns, and I really wasn't expecting how dark it was going to get. But I did really like it. It was like impossible to put down. Like, I just couldn't stop reading it. It was so interesting. I really loved the ending. I thought it was a beautiful ending. But I didn't find the narrator / protagonist very likeable, and I don't know if that was on purpose, but I found a lot of her actions justified. I totally understood why she did a lot of things. It was more her personality that I wasn't the biggest fan of, and some of the things she said. But although I didn't like her, I was rooting for her, so I guess there's that. This book is obviously set in Ireland, and it is just after the famine, so that obviously influences a lot, and it's got a lot of like political undertones and stuff like that. And I grew up in an Irish family. I was raised very much with like Irish ideals and values and culture, so obviously I interpret it different to maybe how an English reader would interpret it. So I think it'd be really interesting to see that. But I did like kind of those undertones and that, like those cultural conflict between the English protagonist and the rest of the Irish characters, and again faith as well was a big part of it. I was also raised Catholic, so that was like, and that was like Catholicism, one of the strong themes in this book. So I think again it'd be very interesting to see how a non-Catholic reader would read it. But the protagonist is English and not Catholic, so like I very much saw the other's point of view more than hers, and maybe that's why I was more inclined to agree with the other characters than with her. But ultimately on a lot of things I did agree with her. It's really hard to difficult. It's really hard to describe. I don't want to give anything away, but I do agree with her actions the most out of any other character, and I agree with her thought process. I just think it was I quite liked it, seeing how she reacted to some of the things that the Irish Catholic characters were doing and saying, and it was kind of like interesting for me because obviously the things she found shocking I didn't, so it was almost like seeing them from a different point of view and a different lens, which I found really, really interesting. And yeah, just the cultural differences. I think the author is Irish, but she spent a lot of time in England, and I think that definitely comes through in her books as she's got those multiple points of view and she really executes them well, and I think it's really well done. It's really well written, and yeah, I wasn't expecting it to get as dark as it did, but it was really well written and great. So overall, I really, really liked it. I would definitely recommend this. Really, really excited for the movie. I think Florence Pugh is gonna do brilliantly. I do picture the Florence Pugh's character is a bit older than Florence. I think it's because I've only ever seen her in like acting younger. So obviously her main things that I think of when I think Flo is Black Widow and Little Women, where she's played younger characters. So it'd be interesting to see this more mature grown-up role, I think. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to see how this comes onto screen. The next book I'm reading is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, and I'm really excited for this. I'm pretty sure it's directed by Reese Witherspoon, who is just incredible. Who doesn't love Elle Woods? And I actually hadn't heard of this until the Queen, Miss Taylor Allison Swift, posted about it, and obviously she's got a song in it. So I have seen the trailer and it does look very, very interesting, to be fair. I'm really excited. I think I don't really know what to expect. I haven't heard anything about this book at all, but I'm really excited. I'll let you know what I think. Stop what you're doing, go out and read this book right now. Do it, because this was absolutely bloody incredible. Oh my god, I loved it. It was so good. I could not put it down. I read it really quickly because you just couldn't. It was so unexpected. It had romance, it had mystery, and it was like this story of this one woman's struggle. And unlike The Wonder, I found myself loving the main character the whole time, like really rooting for him, really sympathizing with her. And yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. I can definitely imagine it being like a future classic. Like I can imagine them studying it in school because it is so good. Like the way that Owens describes setting, you really feel like you're there. Like she's so descriptive, and she really gives you like a sense of these places, these characters, and I just think the setting's so important, and you can just really imagine it in your mind, and it's great. So I would 100,000,000,000% recommend reading this book. I really love it. It's definitely becoming one of my, like, I think one of my favorites. It was actually the author's first novel as well, which I think is absolutely crazy because it is so good, and I'm really excited to see this turn into a movie. I think it's going to be really good. I hope they do it justice, but I'm sure they will from the trailer. But yeah, it's absolutely, I just can't express it how brilliant it was. I really loved it, and I definitely recommend it to everyone. That is it for today's video. We had two very good books. Now I'm really excited to see screen adaptions. Although I did love The Wonder, I've got to say my favourite was definitely Where the Crawdads Sings. We'll never stop praising that book, I don't think, from now on. So let me know in the comments if you've read them and what you thought and what you're excited to see turn into a film this year. So that's all until next time, when I'll hopefully be reading more books. See ya.